How's it? Today is Wednesday, March 27th. Clean and jerk work today. Um, Today was pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Just doing doubles now, or I guess 2+1s for my clean and jerk. We're starting at 114. I believe last week I did 115. Well, not last week, sorry. 2 weeks ago I did 115 for three plus ones. And we're going to be increasing probably very similar to how I will be increasing for snatches on Mondays, but just for the clean jerk. My clean jerk's a lot better than my snatches are, so I'm a lot more consistent with everything. And as far as that goes, that means that my jerk is also feeling a lot better than it used to. My shoulders are feeling pretty good. Like yesterday, pressing. Like honestly, I feel a little bit of fatigue and maybe some amount of tightness for my shoulders and maybe a little bit of my elbows and my triceps. But it's not like crazy difficult to be moving around the way that I was moving today. Feel like my cleans, I don't know, man. Every time I do more than one, it's just always hard, no matter what weight it is. And I think that was true of today as well. I'm trying my best to keep my arms really out of the equation to the best of my abilities. I don't think I'm doing a super great job, especially when I get more and more tired, because I revert back to habits of the way that I used to lift. And it's not perfect, and I don't think it's going to be perfect for quite some time, but I feel like that is the way forward. I feel like that's kind of what's happening for my snatches. Like once I realized well, not realized, but like remembered to keep the arms not really a part of the upper back tightness. Like you can have pretty lax arms and have upper back being tight, and you can have it being opposite as well, where your arms are really tight and your upper back's kind of loose. But I think that if you're gonna pick one, you should pick the one that is more close to the spine, just because that's where kind of everything comes from, right? I do think that was, I guess, learning that on the snatches was very pivotal in how I look at lifting, like recently, as of recently, Like I look at a lot of my lifts from a few years ago. I lift very, very, very differently. I'm a totally different lifter than I used to be. And that could be boiled down to a lot of things. But it's one of those things that as things shift over time, there's a gradient in how you move and like certain technical things that you're looking for over time, they'll change because the one thing worked for you, and then naturally the next step in that line is going to also ideally work for you, and at some point you're going to get 7 or 8 technical changes away from where you used to lift. Yeah, so sorry, this rep here, I believe this is the one where this is a fat press out on my jerk. Yeah. Not good at all, and I was like, I don't know what that was. Yeah, real confused. But that was my last warm up at 110. Here's 114. First of 3 sets. Like the cleans themselves are moving, and I don't think that it's gonna stop anytime soon. Like I feel like I can clean a lot more now that my like lower back issue is kind of gone, and that my shoulders and my upper back isn't hurting when I'm cleaning anymore. Like a few months ago, every time I received a clean at any position, it would hurt. Like my shoulders would hurt. I guess my right shoulder would hurt, especially if it was like slightly falling off on the front side. And like now it's not really feeling like that. But like as I'm looking at these cleans, a lot of it is very pray and pull, pull and pray. I think it's pull and pray, where I'm just kind of, once I start the movement, I'm like, all right, here we go. I gotta move now. Like I just gotta go, and I mean, turned out okay. I made all my lifts. I think that one thing that was really true 2 weeks ago is true again today. So my legs don't feel like I have the most kind of, I guess, snap to them. Like it looks like I'm pretty snappy with the cleans themselves, but I don't think that that's necessarily due to leg extension. That could be I mean, that's also a factoring in hip extension, right? Which is like the lower back kind of extending. But like from this position here, just the dip and the push, it feels like my legs don't have the strength, or I guess the snap that it used to, or it did a few weeks ago, right? That's like 2 weeks ago. I had a hard squat day the Tuesday before, and then I was struggling the next day. And similarly, like yesterday was my first real like heavy day in like 2 weeks for squats, and then kind of feeling it again today. After that, I moved into my pull section, right? So panda pulls here, 3 sets, and then instead of doing 4 sets of deadlift, I'm doing 3 sets of deadlifts afterwards. This is to kind of reduce the volume so I can continue pushing the intensity over time. And I honestly, I can't tell you if it's going to make a difference for me in the short term. It should make a difference in the long term, because like I can't sustain having volume and intensity all the time, right? I wish I could. If I could, I would, and if I did, I would be a very different lifter. I would be a very, very, very different lifter. This is my last set of the pandas here at 120. I think I'm gonna increase these by 5 kilos every week. I don't know yet. Not super sure. I also have to talk to my coach about going to Japan. I'm going to Japan in about a little over 2 weeks. Like on April 13th, I'm going to Maui. That's where I'm from. I'm going home to meet up with my family, and then we're gonna go to Japan the day after that, so on 14th, the Sunday. So it's really exciting for me. I think I'm gonna be there for about 2 weeks, which also means I'm gonna have a 2 week like break. Now that I'm thinking about it, I definitely need to tell my coach. Yeah, I'll probably talk to him over the weekend. But here's my last deadlift here, 150, 3 sets of 3. You can see here that I'm like kind of struggling with the position, at least straight up from the ground, like right there. You see on the side angle, like my lower back gets a little bit of a dip into flexion, but like I don't know, these feel good. It feels like the weight's moving pretty well. After that, I did some GHD sit-ups and then some dumbbell overhead walks, and called it a day. It was just like simple, not too challenging, aside from me feeling like my legs are not really all there, and like I feel like that is normal on the Wednesdays, and then typically like Friday and then Monday are pretty good. So yeah, I feel like things are moving in the right direction, and I say that all the time, but I also genuinely feel that all the time, because as long as I'm not getting hurt, things I'm learning things, and like I'm getting stronger and all these things. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.